Hi everybody, welcome back. I wanted to talk about the two most painful medical procedures I ever had done. My vasectomy was up there, but that was probably more like a number three. What was worse was having my junk swabbed and also having getting scoped up there, having a cystourethoscopy. They're both pretty painful. What happened was I had non-specific urethritis, and it's like inflammation of the urethra. Something got in the plumbing, I guess, and they were asking me questions about my sexual history and things like that. And they said, well, we can't rule out gonorrhea or chlamydia 100%. So they said it'd probably be in your best interest to do a swab culture. So they had to swab me up there. It was pretty painful, and he said, okay, you're going to feel a little stick. And I think it was more of the shock. But yeah, I did scream when I had that. I did yell out when I had that done. The doctor's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, like I'm fine. It'll pass. And he said, it'll burn you for probably like 10 minutes. And then it'll probably burn the first couple times you urinate. And yeah, I remember walking out to the waiting room, just like shaking. I was in so much pain, and it ended up hurting the rest of the day when I urinated. And the other medical procedure I had done was the cystourethoscopy, because I had an overactive. It was like 10 years ago. I think it was back in 2011 or 2012, because I got corrected. I had an overactive urinary bladder, and I took this medication called Vesicare, which is supposed to make you pee less for some people have to be on it forever, but the doctors, I think I was like 34, 35 at the time, and the doctor's like, oh, well, you're young guys. I don't really want, hopefully I'm hoping to get this corrected within the next, couple years. Like if you need it, you need to take it. If you need to take it, to go ahead and take it. But I really don't like to have young guys like you on medicine like this. So, yeah, it ended up getting corrected, but that procedure was pretty painful. I remember they told me about it, and they actually use like a 6 or 7 inch flexible stethoscope. It has a camera on it, and you can actually see like I didn't want to see it. The doctor was like, oh, go ahead and take a look. That's your inside of your bladder. I didn't want to take a look at it, but he had it on, because of the camera being on the scope. He had it on like a little TV monitor next to me. He was like, oh, take a look at it, but I don't want to see it. I was in so much pain at the time too. I just wanted the procedure to be over. But they said, it's really, I wish they would just, prepare you. I guess everybody has different pain tolerance levels, but I wish they would just prepare you that something's going to be really painful. Because they said, oh, first they told me the urologist might have to be in there for 10 minutes to look at your bladder. They want to make sure everything was going okay, nothing was going wrong up there. And they said you'll probably just experience some slight discomfort, but it was pretty painful. I remember the day I was so nervous. The day I had it done, I was almost hesitant to not have it done. I remember a nurse brought me back to the room, and I was already so nervous. I'm shaking, and it's so cold in there, and then you have to undress, at least from the waist down. I can't remember if they gave me a gown or not. I think I might have just undressed from the waist down and just kept my shirt on. But I remember the nurse was having me sign off to have the procedure done, and I was like, God, I'm not so sure if I want to go through with this. And luckily, everything was okay with my bladder. The doctor was only in there I think he was in there for less than a minute. But for the most painful part is when they sprayed. He had like a little squirt bottle. They sprayed and the lidocaine, anesthetic gel up there first. And that, because he didn't really tell me what he was going to do. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going to get you numbed up here. I'm like, oh, is it going to hurt? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's going to burn a little. And he shot it up there. I'm like, oh, and it was pretty bad. And he's like, you okay? You okay? I'm like, no. And then he went in with a scope, but luckily he was only in there for like less than a minute. But yeah, that was more of a recovery than my vasectomy. I mean, obviously it wasn't a surgery or anything like that, but I wasn't able to run for about a week. And I think I hurt for the rest of the day. Urinating, so that was another. I don't like to have my teeth messed with, and I don't like to have my junk messed with. Those are two things I don't have a high pain tolerance with. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all real soon with another interesting video. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Talk to you all soon. Bye.